Hey everybody, it's City the Wind Sage. Welcome back to Let's Play Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 Conquest Route. In the last episode, well, we kind of finished up the job we started. And with it, we completed and got the full power of the Gehaburn. And, well, not much to say. In this episode, we're kind of going to go finish the job. I know we kind of did the equipment last part, but let's walk through this kind of one more time so you can see what everyone's rocking, who's on the team, and what everyone's going to be doing for this route. Basically, all that good stuff. And, of course, I still have Sholly with me.
Hello.
I wasn't going to make him suffer through all of that just to not show up for the final battle. This is kind of...
Let me think a bit, Neil.
This is what we worked towards, so we got to take care of it now. So, let's dive in.
Where are we going? Here we are, Neil. We made it here before the deity of sin fully revived.
It's all her fault. This all happened because of her. So does anyone else feel like there aren't a lot of us left? It's pretty sad.
Hey! Watch your mouth, damn it!
Gigi, I'm okay. Let's finish this.
IF has taken a new role in this.
Everyone's kind of in a way.
The deity of sin. R4. Is she asleep? Sneak attack, Neil! Don't waste this chance!
Aw, it's kind of a lame way to approach the final boss.
It's her own fault for being asleep. We have to use every opportunity available to us.
Oh, I think she's awake, actually.
CPU, is it?
Yes, I've come to defeat you!
An exercise in futility. Do you truly believe a soul CPU has the power to stop me?
Yes, I will win. I must win for all my friends who sacrificed their lives!
Even if you are here alone, I will show no mercy in crushing you. Come, tremble before my might. Despite having an incomplete vessel, I hold more than enough strength to stamp out your life.
Final boss, deity of sin,
I'll take care of
R4.
you, personally. Leave it to me!
Only one thing really left to do, and that's just to start going in, kind of guns blazing.
Yeah.
This should do it! Heaven's demon!
This turn.
She's not that strong, honestly, looking at it.
Shockingly. I don't know why my characters had such little hard time with now that I think about it.
I can see
it was pretty-
You were level 126 and had a bunch of CPUs.
I'll do my
They
best.
probably nerfed this fight a little bit.
I'll be serious now.
That way you can just kind of, because you definitely don't have the same tools you had before.
Watch out!
We're not doing nearly as much
Annoying.
damage too
Where's the
because we're using Gehaburn.
Remember, Kampa's just gonna be there in Kampa,
Yeah.
defending.
Yep.
Destruction.
Won't do anything!
Leave it to me!
Is it my turn already?
Destruct.
It's my turn.
Where's the
Kampa
patient?
might use the heal.
Destruction.
No, she's fine.
So,
She's
who wants
perfectly
to get
fine.
beaten?
It's my turn.
Gonna end this the same way that you started it. Celestial survives.
Pretty much. Let's see this boy guy. What was that?
My turn.
What was that about Kampa being all right?
How is this?
Hey, I was not expecting that.
Ah man, and I've been gotten too. So okay, I know what I'm gonna do.
What was that hit you?
Time to use this!
Virus.
Leave it to me.
Oh, that's annoying.
Now's the time to use it.
Where's the patient?
And Kappa. What are you doing? You could have used Kappa to get rid of all. Never mind.
I used the super panacea. I used the super
I
panacea.
never used items. I never used items.
Calm myself.
I forgot about that.
I'm sorry. I'll be serious now.
Time to be serious!
I'm gonna do a bit more damage to her before I go in.
Dead.
You
Damn it.
come to hell with me.
I can't wait!
Crap. I meant to bust out a heal.
Yeah. Good job.
Destruction.
I'll do my best!
A lot's kind of been going on. Forgive me if I'm a little spaced out.
Me too.
Prepare
Annoying.
yourself!
Dead.
I'll do my best!
It's not going to be nearly as strong as it's been before, but
Max! This is everything I have!
I don't think I've ever seen Celestial Savant in the base form.
me neither.
Do it again.
This vessel is no more.
Everyone believes in me, so I won't lose!
I can't help but feel we're not done.
I think that I can feel my power flow.
You have earned my praise. But praise is by no means your victory.
After all we've done, it doesn't look like we're even facing her. Nepgear, use the sword!
All right!
That sword.
This blade will put an end to your wicked scheme!
I see. So you have forged that blade using the blood of the other CPUs.
As if that matters to you!
You killed them all. Your friends, your family. You are all alone in the world.
Yes, that's right. Everyone is gone except for me. That's precisely why I can't lose!
Fascinating. Such an amusing world. Come, show me how strong a sword bathed in the CPU's blood is.
Gladly! Ah! Huh? You didn't even try to dodge!
Wonderful. The power you have put into the sword is enough to end even my life. Victory is yours, CPU.
Huh? But why? Why didn't you resist me?
There is no longer a need for me to remain here and destroy this world. For you see, the world is already spiraling toward oblivion.
No, it isn't! This world will be safe as long as you aren't in it!
Of course. A world under the rule of a single entity will surely brim with peace and prosperity. Indeed, a world without strife. A world that knows only peace.
And what's wrong with that? Is there something wrong with a peaceful world?
Without strife, without conflict, without competition, nothing will advance. Nothing will evolve. The people will become complacent and live their lives in peace. The world will stagnate and rot.
I won't let that happen. As long as I'm the CPU of game industry, it won't happen!
The CPU of game industry, hmm? And what of 100 years from now? What of 1,000 years from now? I am limited by neither time nor a physical form. I can wait until this world rots away.
She's disappeared. Hey! We did it! We won! We beat the baddie and saved the world, right?
What a relief. Nep and the other CPUs can rest in peace now. Are the Deity of Sin's words bugging you, New?
No, they aren't, but...
She was trying to mess with your resolve, Gear. Let's go. We have to let the world know what happened.
Yes, you're right.
Is it time for the CG that is always tied to this ending? Do we
10
finally
days
get the
have passed
context?
since we defeated the Deity of Sin.
Nepgear, are you ready?
Yes,
Had I the choice, I would have allowed you to rest for longer.
I understand. There isn't time. With the CPUs and the Deity of Sin gone, the world is in chaos. It's up to me to create a new world order.
Right. Until the people know that you're here watching over them, there's no way to control them.
You actually came, Kay?
The nation I worked for is no more. Had I not come, your commemoration would lack any sense of flair, no?
And the other oracles?
Louise' oracle asked for more time. Leanbox's oracle seemed delusional, outright denying all that occurred.
I see.
Still, they know the truth, but the public doesn't. That ignorance will help them to embrace you right away. But from your perspective, I suppose you will have to live with knowing that you're deceiving your people.
Mind your tongue!
No, she's right. Kay, thank you for coming all this way to attend.
As a mediator between you and the public, I look forward to seeing the world you intend to create.
Game industry, a land once divided into 4 nations, is now united as one under Planetoon's flag. Now I must be the one to lead the world as its sole CPU, and travel to the Lost Nations and restore order.
Oh, there you are. Glad we made it in time.
IF, both you and Kampa came?
Yep. There's no telling when we'll see you again, so we had to make it.
Then, you're both leaving me?
I haven't been a very good nurse lately, so I need to get back to the hospital and actually work.
Red, Broccoli, and 5PB have all gone home. We'd rather not overstay our welcomes either.
I guess that makes sense. I'm really going to miss you.
Come on, stop pouting.
Uh-huh. Time to grow up. You're a full-fledged CPU now. It's not like we'll never see each other again.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry for worrying you both.
Okay, I'm out of here. Do your best, all right?
There they go. Now I really am all alone. The people of game industry still face many problems that need to be addressed. First, the fact that the CPUs who returned after a long absence suddenly vanished again. Second, the fact that their nations no longer exist. Finally, the fact that some are still complaining about the dissolution of ASIC.
Of course. A world under the rule of a single entity will surely brim with peace and prosperity. Indeed, a world without strife. A world that knows only peace.
I need to bring peace to the people of this world. And I need to do it alone. That's the path I've chosen to walk. But even now, the Deity of Sin's parting words linger in the back of my mind.
Without strife, without conflict, without competition, nothing will advance. Nothing will evolve. The people will become complacent and live their lives in peace. The world will stagnate and rot.
I absolutely will not let that happen. I swear on my life. Still, what if she was speaking the truth? What if the path I've chosen isn't the correct one? More and more, these doubts consume my every waking thought, dictate my every action.
And here we are, and I'm keeping the credits. They're loud as all hell, and I probably won't be able to talk through them, but I heard they're different in this ending.
I skipped mine on accident.
Well, yours are gonna be, I'm pretty sure I heard they change at the end, but yeah. I'm not even gonna bother saying anything right now because I can barely hear myself, so yeah. Yeah, I think that's at the very end, the thing that changes, going from this to that.
Huh.
Conquest ending. And yeah, I'll save for New Game Plus. And
Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2!
I'm gonna dive into the config and lower everything a bit more. Because there's no reason to have it this loud. We're not diving back into the game again. So, final thoughts on this route. Honestly, I don't know what the general consensus for this route is. I hear a lot of people really don't like this route. And while I see where they're coming from, honestly, I actually kind of like this route.
What?
In a weird way. Hear me out.
I'll hear you out.
You see, as like I write a lot, and I do like, and I'm one of those people where if a game can emotionally like, if a game can get emotions out of me from its writing, like strong emotions out of me from its writing, I'm okay with that no matter what the emotions may be. I'm a Danganronpa fan primarily for this reason. I'm kind of almost in a curious way the ways Danganronpa games can fuck with me. You could say I'm almost a literary masochist in that regard. So, I don't mind a game that actually makes me feel strong emotions, and it did this a few times. And again, as I thought, Ramen Ram's deaths did in fact kill me, even though I didn't. Ramen Ram's deaths did kill me because, yeah, they're young, they're scared, they don't have that same grit and resolve as the others. They're terrified to die because any kid their theoretical age would be terrified of something like death because it's harder for them to understand. But yeah, so I don't mind this ending as far as an ending like this goes. And honestly, I feel what R4 was saying at the very end has a point. I'm definitely a person who believes that world peace is also just world stagnation. You kind of need competition. You kind of need competitiveness. As much as those emotions can be negative, they're also important. Like, things need to grow and evolve through wanting to do better and wanting to strive for more. A world that's in complete peace does not need to make itself better. But in a world that's competing, it has to. Of course, friendly competition would be better than violent competition, but yeah. And it's kind of one of those things where when you think about it, if R4 didn't say anything at the end, the ending would actually be a bit more uplifting than it actually is. It's because R4 said that stuff at the end that adds more effect to it.
Would this R4 still be better than any other R4?
I still think Rebirth 1's R4 is the best R4. Because of the multi-layeredness that goes into that character.
But this R4 is pure evil.
This R4 is the best villain we've run into. And it's kind of... And it's an interesting thing with Conquest R4, because it's kind of like... She honestly believes that she's no longer needed. Like, the world will be... She just wanted world destruction. She didn't care how it happened. So she honestly believes the world will crumble under what happened with Nepgear. And it's not a... It's an interesting thought to have that. It's kind of an interesting subversion of... It's not that Nepgear is unable to lead them and create a world where chaos that you can't lead. No, it's because Nepgear is perfectly capable of creating a world of peace that R4 will know will be kind of the world's end. What do you think of this ending, though? Before we talk about specific character moments and specific moments, what do you think of the ending in general?
It had a lot more depth in it than I thought it would.
Yeah. It's effective, not for nothing.
And it definitely catches you off guard.
Yeah, it's...
Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2!
The series never has gotten so deadly serious, though. Like, I looked back at our footage. We never laughed once this entire end. I looked back at at least the footage for part 1. I think we laughed once when you were having mic issues in the beginning before everything went to hell, but once we picked up that sword, we didn't really even laugh once. This is not meant.
Yeah, we just knew what was coming, and it was just. We'll see.
It wasn't meant to be funny. It's meant to be as serious as it is. And honestly, I feel most of it serious comes from the fact that we love this cast. We love this cast. We love the relationships they build, and so it's kind of sad to see them go.
Yeah.
Someone looking at this from the outside who's not a Nep fan probably wouldn't be hit in the same way that we are as pretty hardcore Nep fans. That being said, let's talk about some of the character-specific moments, and let's talk about each character's death and how we felt about it, and we'll just go in death order. Noir, what do you think?
As the first death, it truly started it.
It really.
Nepgear on this path.
Yeah, but not for nothing. Noir's because keep in mind, even during that time, during the fight, Neptune's kind of like cracking jokes a little bit. I think Noir's death and the fact that it was a suicide basically kind of kind of kills the tone of the Neptunia series. It lets you know that you're not playing a Neptunia game traditionally anymore. It's covering. It's the first death and it's the strongest death because of it. Yeah. All right, Uni.
Her conviction never went down.
Yeah. Honestly, Uni, I feel this is still a natural conclusion to Uni's character. I feel this is the way that I feel Uni's didn't ever like. Sometimes some things that happen when characters start hating each other again is kind of a regression. You kind of see them go back to how they were before. Uni never seemed to hate Nepgear, even after everything that happened. So she kind of was still her fully developed self from her experiences with Brave. It just ends differently for her. Blonde.
I can't. I don't even have words for that.
Honestly, I never expected Neptune to kill anybody with the sword. I thought Nepgear was going to be doing all the deaths. So it was kind of weird it was kind of interesting for Neptune to take the mantle and just kill someone with the sword.
It showed that Neptune really cared for said CPUs.
Yeah.
After Noir's suicide, she knew that she had to do this for her own fellow CPUs.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of to help Nepgear carry the burden as well. If Nepgear truly killed everybody, I feel she would have lost her mind a bit more by the end of it. I think Neptune holding the sword in the hand and feeling the weight of the blood on it basically is kind of been important. Now to Mayo, and now to Ram and Ram. I said this before. Their deaths killed me, and that's what I was worried about when it occurred to me that, oh crap, Ram and Ram die on this route too. They're so young. They're so young mentally and like literally. It's kind of I did not. And honestly, they were still some of the strong. They took their death really maturely, not for nothing, except for breaking down there because they're kids.
Hyperdimension, Neptunia Rebirth 2.
It felt terrible.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. And then finally, Vert.
She went down like a champ.
Yeah. Honestly, again, it's kind of like those things that I've warmed up to Vert's character over time, and it's because we see Vert like this. Vert the CPU. We see Vert the CPU here. Kind of that when things have to get serious, she's stepping up to the plate as well. She's stepping up to the plate as best as any of them are. And she can be one of the more serious characters in the story if she just allows herself to be. It's just
what hurt the most was seeing her even talk about Chica at the end.
Yeah, it's it was very much different. Where Blonde, Rom, and Ram were ready to die and expected to lose, Vert honestly just couldn't. And in kind of an unfortunate way, that was Vert's downfall. It was Vert exhausting herself and letting herself get almost killed by Linda is kind of...
Speaking of Linda, we forgot about her.
Well, no, she technically does come before Vert. Honestly, I find it interesting that Nepgear just killed her.
I feel like
Neptunia, Rebirth
that was the breaking point for Nepgear.
Yeah. I think that's the only that's the only time Nepgear ever willingly killed, because it wasn't necessary for her to do that, but I think she did it because she just couldn't handle it anymore. I think she couldn't handle the fact that someone tried to kill her friends still, even if she has to take that blood in her own hands now. She kind of...
I feel like Linda's death had importance to Nepgear's soul.
Yeah, honestly, again, I expected that if Linda or Warchu or both came at us, they'd die on this route, given the nature of the route. And it's very interesting, because Nepgear doesn't really say anything about Linda's death after it happens, and really, no one asks why she even does it. She just kind of kills Linda, and I think it's because, honestly, as much as people, like, when you're doing something for long enough, you inevitably get used to it. Nepgear at this point has probably just gotten used to killing. I feel you don't need to kill too many times to adjust yourself to it.
Like I said, it was the turning point.
Yeah.
Hyperdimension
It was-
Neptunia, Rebirth 2.
It was Nepgear's one willing kill.
Which is why I redact my form of worst Linda I've seen to moderately good Linda because of her way she was used.
Yeah, it's something IF even points out that, like, Linda was not really an evil character. Like, Linda was another case of antagonist, not evil. And honestly, the thing is this is the one time Linda I feel has been truly evil, because she's doing it of her own volition. No one told her to go and kill Vert. And
yeah.
She seemed to have an understanding of what was going on and maybe did it thinking that, oh, if I kill her, Nepgear won't be able to. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. The reason I didn't say much about that fight is there was not much to say. Like, do I dignify that fight with a response? I didn't think I was going to. There's nothing to say about that fight, and there's nothing to say about the death. Honestly, it was the death I expected. Really. I'm surprised we didn't run into Warchu in this route at all, though.
I don't think Warchu would.
Neptunia, Rebirth 2.
If it did, it would probably mean a lot more in a different way, because Warchu would die with his final words being Compa.
Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, and then Neptune. Neptune kind of going out in her own Neptunia way is kind of, I feel it's the landing pillow for this whole thing.
Yeah.
It kind of shows the character Neptune is, and I think this was the most effective use of Nepgear's thing, because Nepgear's traditional way of doing things is to kind of be the jokester, to kind of break up the mood and the seriousness of the game. Like, she's meant to kind of be the landing pillow, so when super serious stuff happens, Neptune's kind of joking nature kind of helps cushion the fall a little bit more. But the thing is, Neptune generally does that by breaking the mood entirely. You can hear it in her tone and how she's kind of being, that she's actually very upset by this and kind of is sad that this has to happen, and maybe to an extent doesn't want to die.
Hyperdimension Neptunia
But
Rebirth 2.
she kind of takes it like, she doesn't kill the mood of the scene she's in outright. She more just tries to, she alleviates the she alleviates the sadness, not the seriousness of the situation.
And this is probably one of the few times that Neptunia comedy, Neptunia being Neptune, actually worked for her.
Yeah, again, in most instances, like, because I don't need a completely serious Neptune for my games. Some people might have that impression. I really don't. I just need and serious can mean multiple things. I just like a Neptune that's kind of like balanced out in a way, like a Neptune that does not completely kill the mood of the situation she's in. I like Neptune most of the time because most of the game is fit to her comedy. I just generally like other characters more because they can balance it, but Neptune did the balancing act really good this time. And again, it's the one death that makes me crack a smile. And the reason I cracked a smile is because it's almost kind of like a sad laugh sort of smile. Like, yeah, this is very fitting for Neptune.
I couldn't think of a better way for Neptune to go out.
Yeah. Honestly, if I had to complain about some of the things on this ending, I think the worst handled characters were the humans, honestly. And I don't mean the oracles either, just IF, Compa, Broccoli, Red, and 5PB.
I agree.
Honestly, I was expecting IF and Compa to leave after Neptune died.
Me too. I was 100% expecting it. I was expecting them to fight you at some point.
Yeah, I was expecting maybe a boss fight. Not that Nepgear would kill them, because there's really no point in killing them, but I was expecting a boss fight. Like, you kind of see that they adjust to what's going on really quickly. IF especially kind of jumps on this wagon with very little hesitation.
IF just bugged me more than any other character in this route.
Yeah. Red and Broccoli were alright, and 5PB was handled, I feel, as best as she could. I kind of wish there was a little more back and forth after Vert died. Like, I kind of wish there was a little more after that, but, like, 5PB does good enough. She stayed by because she believes in Nepgear. And, you know, Red and Broccoli were just fine. I kind of find it weird that IF and Compa don't, like, that this doesn't, I guess, in a way, scar them more than it does. Now, it could just be me doing it. It could just be their kind of coping mechanisms kicking in, because that's something that's kind of happens a lot. Like, something people, like, because I'm pretty sure, I wouldn't be surprised if people complain about Nepgear's character in this, and I don't think there's anything to complain about with Nepgear's character in this route. Like, at some point, especially since, like, at some point there's a human instinct there's a kind of, like, survival instinct that kicks in to an extent. Like, you know that fictional trope of someone loses their memory out of trauma?
Yeah.
That's an actual thing that happens. People just sometimes can't handle situations, so their mind does things to cope with them better. For some people, again, it's amnesia through trauma. It's rare, but it does happen. And in some cases, you kind of just, like, forsake your emotion because you can't do it. Because you'd break down otherwise. And I almost did that and I was tempted to do it for these last 2 episodes. I was tempted to kind of play up a more chaotic. I was tempted to more play off a kind of characterist, chaotic version of myself like I've done in the past. But I didn't want to rip from the seriousness. That being said, there's a reason why a lot of the time I just kept going with the cutscenes as opposed to stopping and talking about it, because I likely would have broken down if I did.
I don't.
Like, at some point, your brain just gets used to it. at some point your brain, yeah, just gets used to it. And so, yeah. So I don't think Nepgear is portrayed as unrealistic in this situation. Like, it seems kind of maybe weird that she's not really crying over Neptune's death, but like, she kind of knows that she can. And your brain also kind of does these weird justification things in your head. The reason to keep going after Noir's death is because to not let their sacrifices be in vain. The reason you kind of keep going after that is for that reason. Again, I don't know what people think about this ending. I hear this ending's kind of infamous, though, which is part of the reason I took care of it. But I felt like it needed to be done, and I felt I needed to experience this ending. And honestly, I feel this is also kind of a good, you know, subversion of tropes for best endings in a way. Because, like, you know, most bad, like, the ending goes out of its way to be extremely difficult to unlock. I have a question. Are you familiar with the Persona series?
No.
Okay, you're not. Well, it's kind of similar to the harem route of the Valentine's Day event in Persona 4 Golden, where if you decide to date all the girls of Persona 4 Golden, the game makes you feel miserable on Valentine's Day. While games other in that nature would do something comedic like, hey, oh, all the girls figured out you were dating them and they beat the shit out of you, kind of classic anime style. What that game does is like, you get the impression that all the girls know you're cheating on them, but they don't want to believe they don't want to believe that you are. So they just get really sad. They just get really sad and disappointed when you say you can't hang out with them, and they kind of, yeah, that just kind of happens. So that scene's also known for just breaking your heart. And so,
I have an image for you. Well, 2 images, but
yeah,
related to what you were talking about.
This is why I feel this is what Neptunia does. Like, when you get to Neptunia, when you think of a bad ending in Neptunia, you expect it to be comedic, I feel. When you get to a bad ending in Neptunia, I feel you expect it to be comedic, but no.
This was way too serious.
Yeah. Well, no, I feel it's just fine. Like, I feel this follows Neptunia's trend of sometimes playing the joke completely straight. Like, it's, hey, if you're working towards a bad ending, we're going to give you a bad ending, in a way. I feel that's what it's doing. Like, it's like, okay, you want a bad ending, we're going to give you a bad ending. Though, yeah. Though I have a feeling I know why Rebirth 2 added the Holy Sword ending, because I know Mark 2 doesn't have it. It just has the Conquest ending. And I think I know they probably added Holy Sword just to kind of alleviate it. So yeah, you can get a somewhat better ending after the fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I overall actually really like this ending. I don't think it's inherently the best way for this game to end, but I feel it's an interesting ending to at least, you know, go into, maybe study a bit and analyze for later. But yeah, I liked it for all it was worth. But speaking of endings, are we going to end the series just on this? No! Fuck no, you're crazy if you think we're going to end my playlist is going to end on this ending. So, what's happening next? And don't expect this for a while, guys. Like, I'm gonna need a few months. I'm gonna try to not take a year like I did with this ending, but a few months at least, guys, or however quickly we get it done. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and get the Holy Sword ending. It makes sense to do it.
If we figure out how to do a save transfer, then we can easily do it.
Yeah, because Charlie actually has almost all the requirements to get the Holy Sword ending. If I can somehow get his save file, I'll be able to do a quick. If I'm able to get his save file, I'll be able to blaze through the game one last time, getting all the requirements. If not, I might just have him record it, and I'll technically be his co-commentator. And if not, you know, I'll just play through it. You know, do the grind and get all the stuff I need. It gets easier with honestly, it gets easier to unlock the shit with each playthrough you do. So yeah, we're gonna.
I haven't even done a single.
Yeah, he's not even done. Yeah, he's not even done New Game Plus, and he has like almost all his Lily ranks maxed out. He's like everyone's level 100. Everyone's level like 126, partly because he has Super EXE DLC, but like Super EXE DLC.
I'm also the madman who also decided to grind for Limit Break.
Oh yeah, he grinded for Limit Break. He with my help. He got it he got the best ending on his first playthrough. Grinded for Limit Break.
I unlocked Histy.
Yeah, he unlocked an Oracle, which is more than I can say. Yeah, he did a lot. He did a lot. He even got, you know, Symbol Attack plus Games, level 5 Harem Chip. A lot of stuff I didn't do on my playthrough. But that's mostly because he had me here to beat the game and was okay looking up the stuff that he didn't want to get himself spoiled to.
And it was a lot of fun just going in there. Hi, enemy. Hi, dolphin.
Oh yeah, murdering dolphins. Yeah, but so what's next on the Nep train while we kind of keep going with this? Well, a few things. Mega Dimension is still going on. We're gonna try to get to the Holy Sword ending eventually. I want to do Neptunia Rebirth 3's post game. I might need to beat the game again to do that, because I had like a half-hour episode ready of Neptunia Rebirth 3 post-game, and I think I saved during it, so I might need to beat the game again to get a fresh New Game Plus file ready. Like, to get not New Game Plus, to get a fresh post-game file ready.
Hyperdimension
But,
Neptunia Rebirth 2!
Yeah. I don't know what inherently is next on the list, but we got a lot to take care of. I know Charlie's going to need to beat Rebirth 3, though, before we get to Rebirth 3's post-game. Because, like, that's what took so long with this. I needed to wait for Charlie to beat Rebirth 2. And Rebirth 3...
And I decided to dick around for a bit.
Oh, no, Rebirth 3 is a much longer game than any... Like, Rebirth 3 is as long as this game and Rebirth 1 combined, relatively. So, you're going to be there a while. And especially if I'm going to help you get the best ending and shit again. In some ways not as bad, but in some ways an even bigger pain in the ass. So yeah, enjoy that one, buddy. But yeah, we're gonna get to, I think okay, so, you know, Mega Dimension's going on, that's still going on. Rebirth 3's post game. I want to
Found it.
Found what?
I found my save data.
Oh, yep. But yeah, we got some stuff to take care of, but yeah. I don't plan, again, Holy Sword. And you know what? I might go crazy one day and try to get some of the alternate endings, like the Plan Neptune ending, like all the nation endings and the human ending. Because that actually gets easier with each playthrough I do, because I think you need a certain level of Lily rank and a certain share distributions to just get those endings. And since we're going to be pretty much getting those share like those Lily ranks when we go for Holy Sword, not going to be as hard in theory. So I might show all those off, even though I never expected to. But hey, you know, if the time comes, then we can do stuff like that. Yeah. So Charlie, you looking forward to anything in particular?
Holy Sword ending.
Holy Sword. You need your fix after all the shit that just went down.
And Rebirth 2, actually.
You mean Rebirth 3?
Yes. My mistake.
But yeah, I think that's the only thing that makes sense, and yeah. Anyway, yeah. I think I'm gonna let the song run one more time and see who says the title at the very end. Like, who's gonna greet us on this game for one last time on the title screen, at least for this route. So I guess we're gonna stall a little more to keep talking. But yeah.
I gotta do all the file things.
Yeah, we need, yeah. Hopefully, like, because you had a lot of DLC that I don't have, so I wonder if it's gonna, yeah. Anyway.
Hold on a second.
Survey says.
Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2.
Yeah, I found it. I just gotta roar it.
Okay, so
usual.
Okay, so Ram was our person kind of signing us off, I guess, on this. So,
Aww.
but yeah. That being said, next time on Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2, we'll go after the Holy Sword ending. But again, give us a while for that, please. But yeah, and, you know, kind of since this is the end of a Let's Play again, yeah, see you guys for whatever we do next. So, see you guys then.
See ya.